Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's been a long while and I'm really excited for this one. As you can see, I might look a little bit crazy, might have some eyeshadow left from the look that I just did, but I don't know, I just wanted to play around with some colors before I jumped in here. Might not work with the shirt, but I absolutely love this blouse either way. I like how it looks. So we're just gonna roll with it. We're just gonna roll with how it looks. So in today's video, we're gonna do a battle of the foundations. I know you guys enjoyed these videos a lot and I wanted to sit down and talk about my two most current favorite foundations of the moment, especially throughout summer. And then we're gonna jump into fall. I feel like they still remain relevant, especially since I live in Florida. So I am going to talk about the Bite Beauty Changemaker Foundation and the Rare Beauty Positive Light Tinted Moisturizer. Now, yes, this one is foundation and this one is a tinted moisturizer. However, I do find that they act very, very similarly, which is why I wanted to compare them together on my face. So we're gonna walk through the same regular things, you know, price, quantity, claims. And the additional thing we're gonna go through is Clearia. We're gonna run both products through the app and see how safe these products are and their ingredients. So if you guys are interested in battling these two foundations, then just keep watching. So both products bring about 1 fluid ounce, 30 milliliters of product, so they're around the same. When it comes to price though, the Rare Beauty Tinted Moisturizer is a whopping $30, $29, $30, same thing, versus the Changemaker is $44. That's a really big jump. 14 bucks more for the same amount of product is very questionable. Now, we all know that Bite Beauty is definitely a high-end product, like a high-end brand. I do find that Rare Beauty finds itself around in between drugstore and high-end versus Bite Beauty is the high-end. So I'm really excited to see how these two compare against each other. When it comes to shade range, I do find that Rare Beauty does have a much more inclusive range. It has 24, and like I spoke about it on my recent review, it does attend to light-skinned people, medium, and then dark-skinned people versus the Bite Beauty. I'm on Sephora, right? I see that it only offers 12 shades. I do find that this lacks a lot of inclusivity. It does go from like very fair to very dark, but I don't think it's enough, especially if this is supposed to be a foundation. It is very lightweight and very light coverage, but still, I do think it could have gone a little bit further when it came to shade range. So let's talk first about the Rare Beauty Tinted Moisturizer. So it is a flexible tinted moisturizer that immediately blurs skin with glowy light to medium coverage, all while hydrating and protecting skin from the sun. Right, because this does have SPF 20 as well. The coverage is light and the finish is radiant. Then when we go into the Bite Beauty Changemaker, we have a clean, long-wearing foundation fueled by nourishing antioxidant-rich Maki Berry for a lightweight, natural finish that feels good on the skin. The coverage is medium and the finish is natural. I can attest to those two finishes. I do find that the Rare Beauty is a bit more dewier versus the Bite Beauty is a tad more natural. Like it's not as bright, but it's not dry at all. And now we're gonna run them through Clearia. So when I look into Rare Beauty, I see that it has 10 alerts. It has 3 potentially toxic ingredients. One of them is homo salad, which the US FDA determines there is currently insufficient data to define this as a safe ingredient and effective in sunscreen products. It is restricted in Japan. It has talc, which is something I talked about before. Talc may sometimes be contaminated with asbestos, known as a human carcinogen. Then when we go to the last one, which is cetyl PEG, PPG10, it may include extremely small amounts of toxic contaminant, which is a potential human carcinogen. On the allowed ingredients with the restrictions is that it had phenoxyethanol. For infants, oral intake of this substance was suggested to depress the central nervous system of breastfeeding infants. A potential association was found between exposure to this substance by pregnant women during the first trimester and lower scores achieved by their 6-year-old children in verbal comprehension tests. The other ones didn't seem as relevant as that specific substance. If you're pregnant or if you have children who are touching your makeup or, you know, in that specific moment of your life, please be mindful of this product because it has some ingredients that are not so good for you. So moving on to the Changemaker Foundation, it has 7 alerts. It has 1 potentially toxic ingredient, which is C13-15 alkane. So this ingredient is a synonym of a substance that is alerted to be presumed a human carcinogen. It is prohibited in cosmetic products in the European Union. It has 3 potential allergens, which is hexylcinnamol, linalool, and limonin. So those are restricted in the European Union, or they are fragrance allergens or recognized as skin sensitizers. The last 2 ingredients that are allowed with restrictions are sodium hydroxide and CI77891. Sodium hydroxide is restricted in cosmetics in the European Union, and the other one is titanium dioxide. It's prohibited for use as a food additive in Europe as of August 2022 because of uncertainty regarding its safety when ingested. I know we're not gonna eat this, but we're gonna put it in our face, so I don't know, just something to keep in mind. I do like the fact that it is a cleaner product, and it does have carcinogens, not as many ingredients as the Rare Beauty one listed, but I do like the lack of the pregnancy substance. That's something to really keep in mind. Again, I'm not asking you to stop buying these products. I'm not asking you to go crazy with everything. I'm just saying be mindful of the products that you're buying because they can be harmful for you in the long run. So ever since I discovered, you know, the Clearia app and went through a bunch of my makeup and a bunch of things, I haven't really done my makeup. Due to a lot of recent life-changing experiences, I haven't done my makeup in general, period. So I don't really mind having these products because I don't tend to do my makeup. I do it mostly because of my channel and sometimes when I go out, but mostly for here. And now that I'm doing it, I apply it once a week. Try not to do it as much as possible, especially with products that I'm not 100% comfortable with. So just keep that in mind when purchasing these products and the use that you're gonna get them, because you're gonna use them once a month. I don't think it'll make such a big impact in you, but just something to keep in mind. So now that we went through all of the relevant information, let's get to the comparison. So now that we're up and close, we're gonna test these products. I'm gonna go ahead and do the Rare Beauty on the right side and then do the Bite Foundation on the left side. Oh, before I go in, just so that you know, I'm not using any primer. I'm using the IT Cosmetics Confidence in Gel Lotion. So this is a regular moisturizer. I do find that it's very hydrating. Not something that I use on day to day, but it feels pretty good. I'm just gonna reapply some before we go in. Also, I cut myself here. Don't want to talk about it. I already wrote about it on my Instagram. But yeah, I'm not gonna apply any product probably around my chin, but it's because I hit myself and I don't want to touch it. So now that we applied a good layer of moisturizer, let's get to it. So right up on the spot, I just want to say that this does match me. I just spent a whole afternoon at the pool yesterday, so I am extra tanned, which is why you can see the big difference in my forehead and the side that I just did. But under regular circumstances, it does fit me. I'm gonna leave my shade on the description below, but just so you know, this is 30N, and for Bite Beauty, I got M90. But this is why it doesn't fit me. It's not because I chose wrong or that the product does something wrong. I just tanned a lot yesterday and my skin is actually extra dry. But just wanted to show you guys what that looks like, and I do really like it. I hate the fact that it has such harmful ingredients because it's such a nice product. I really, really enjoy it. I love using it. I do feel like it does blur my skin. It does make it look much more plump and much more hydrated and just more balanced. So if you can see, my nose is a little red from being tan and it didn't cover that much. I do like it. I do find that it does blur my pores. It just looks so good. It's like my skin absorbs it so beautifully. I'm gonna give you guys a super close up when I have the other one on, but yeah. And if you can see, I do have texture on my forehead, like little bumps. I don't know if it's because of all the crap that I ate this weekend or because I took sun yesterday, but I do have like little bumps and it does not highlight them. It just feels like the skin just absorbs it and it looks like it's my skin, but after I sleep a million hours and put some moisturizer on. So now going into the Changemaker. This is actually less liquidy. If you notice that I did put the Tinted Moisturizer and it kind of dripped a little bit. It is a little bit more liquidy. This is much more, definitely much more of a cream texture. So if you look when I put it on, it does not move, it just stays there. So this one matches me perfectly because I did choose it a bit darker. Freaking love how this looks. Everything looks so perfect. My skin looks amazing. So perfectly glowy, and I don't know if you can notice, but the difference between radiance, it's not that much if you look into it. So when I look at my little bumps, same thing goes here. The skin absorbed the product so it doesn't feel on top. You know how sometimes you can put foundation or even tinted moisturizer and they just remain on top and they just highlight your texture? I fucking hate that, and none of these products do that. I do find that it blurs my pores very, very nicely. What I can say, and maybe you can pick up on this, is that since this is a thicker product, as you could see, I do find, and it is a foundation, that it's not as lightweight as this product. So here I can see a lot of my natural skin versus here, it's not that it covered everything, but it made it much more of a white canvas. It feels more makeup-y than this side. This side feels like nothing versus this side feels like it's teeny tiny thicker. This is much more like a moisturizer, which it is. It's a tinted moisturizer, and this is much more like a foundation. However, I do feel that you can play around with this one and make it look more like this. More like a natural finish and just radiant. I do like the versatility of this. I don't find that I can build up the Rare Beauty one. I can try now, just with you guys, see how that looks. So maybe a tad, it covered a tad more. Not so much versus this side. I feel like it's much more solid. I do find that on this side, on the Bite foundation, the Bite Beauty foundation, is that on my nose, which is regularly my driest spots. So my dry spots are here, here, and here. Around here in my nose, I can tell that the Rare Beauty is much more on top of the skin than this side. I have used both products for long periods of time, and I do find that they fade away gracefully. I don't find that they become patchy or that it starts looking bad or on top of the skin. I just find that they just fade away. So I do like both of them. Fuck. It looks so good, and I cannot decide right now what I prefer. So I'm just gonna do the rest of my face, and we're gonna see how the products lay on top of the foundation and see how that goes. Okay guys, I'm back and I did my makeup and I don't know which side to choose. So for some reason, the Bite Beauty side feels much more moisturized versus the Rare Beauty one. They both look radiant, but the Bite Beauty side feels a little bit dewier. I'm gonna zoom you guys so you can see what I mean. So now that we're up and close, if you can see my face, especially around here, I just feel that this side looks much more natural. And it could be the fact that the formula is liquid versus this one that's cream. This side feels much more moisturized than this side. I find that this side looks better, feels much more put together. I use the same concealer, use the same products for everything, and I do find that this side feels much more, I don't know if the word is put together or uniform, versus this side feels much lighter, much like it's not uniform, like the application. Even though I use the same brush, same techniques, I didn't really try to do anything different. When I'm comparing side to side, I feel that this side looks better. Also, when it comes to my mouth, I don't know if you can see it, but on this side is much drier than on this side. Could be as well because the shade is lighter, so it highlights a little bit more of what's going on. So I don't know, you guys tell me, which side do you prefer? I do like this one more. Okay guys, so I feel that for me, the winner overall is Bite Beauty. I do like how the application looks best on this side. I like that it has less alerts than the Rare Beauty one, especially the pregnancy one. It's just cleaner. I think that it looks better. It is 14 bucks more. However, they do have a bunch of sales. So I did subscribe to the Bite specific newsletter, which I find that either way, they make sales with Sephora. So if Bite is having a sale, Sephora has a sale, and vice versa. I do find that because of that, you can be on the lookout and get it for a much cheaper price. So right now on the website, they have a sale and it's on 11 bucks. So they have a bunch of sales, which makes it much more affordable. Another thing that I noticed is that on the actual site, previously I was looking on the Sephora website, site. Now I'm looking on the Bite Beauty site, and I do find that they have 32 shades for this foundation. Probably from Sephora, since it was sold out, it had less. But now that I'm looking on their website, they have 32, which makes it actually way, way better. I do find that when it comes to darker skin tones, it lacks a bit of depth. But it's nice to know that at least they have 32 shades rather than like 10, which is what I previously said. So that's good to know. Yeah, this is the winner for me. I would love to know which one you think is the winner based on what you saw here and on your experience. Like if you've tried these products, I'd love to know your thoughts. So let me know in the comment section below. That's pretty much it for today, guys. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.